Hello, Anonymous Diaries family. Welcome back to another evening where hidden truths and bottled up emotions finally find a voice. My name is Evelyn, and as always, I'll be your host for tonight. Tonight, we step into a story that sits at the explosive intersection of culture, marriage, and family. It's about the traditions we inherit and the modern partnerships we try to build. The story comes from a new father, a man who believes he was doing everything right, upholding his culture and honoring his mother, only to find his entire world collapsing around him after a fight over pounded yam. He is caught between the woman who raised him and the woman who just gave birth to his child. His confession is raw, it is honest, and it comes from a place of profound confusion. He is asking us and you to look at the wreckage of his home and help him understand how it all went so wrong.
My name is Tunde, and I feel like a stranger in my own life. 3 days ago, I had a wife, a newborn son, and a home. Today, I have a silent apartment, a crying mother, and a father-in-law who is asking where he should return my bride price. And for the life of me, I cannot pinpoint the exact moment the walls came crashing down. All I know is that it started with love and somehow ended with a fight over pounded yam. Before I continue, kindly subscribe to this channel so more people can hear stories like mine. Your support means a lot, thank you. Let's continue. I wonder now how I didn't see any of this during our dating stage. My wife, Esoy, is a wonderful woman. She's smart, beautiful, and from a good Edo family. I am Yoruba and I was proud to marry her. Our love was easy. We focused on the good things, building our careers, saving for our own place, enjoying life in Lagos. We never really talked about the deep cultural things, the traditions that are baked into your bones. I just assumed that when you marry someone, they become part of your world and you become part of theirs. I see now how naive that was. The first crack appeared right after our son, Little Ade, was born. It is our culture, my Yoruba tradition, that when a man's wife gives birth, his mother comes to care for the new mother and baby. It's called Omugwo. It is a thing of pride. But when I told Esoy my mother would be coming, she stiffened. Tunde, she said gently, I was hoping my mother could come. I would feel more comfortable. I can send her on errands easily and she knows how I like things. I was taken aback. This felt like a rejection of my family. Babe, I said, trying to be patient. This is how we do things. It would be a great insult to my mother if she did not come. She has been waiting for this day. I assured her you two get along perfectly. Esoy argued that we should have discussed it before, that our culture was different, but I smoothed it over, promised her everything would be fine. And in the end, she agreed. I thought I had handled it well, like a good husband and a good son. My mother arrived the day after Esoy and Ade came home from the hospital. To my surprise, Esoy had prepared. Before going into labor, she has spent 2 days cooking different soups and stews, packing them neatly into the freezer. I was impressed by her foresight. My mother, however, was not. A week later, when the frozen food finished, my mother just sat in the living room, watching African Magic. I came home from work to find Esoy, who was still wincing from her C-section stitches, trying to cook. What is happening? The food is finished, she said, her voice tight with exhaustion. I didn't understand. Why isn't Mama cooking? I asked. My mother overheard and said, is it my duty? In my day, we were strong. I was the one who served my mother-in-law. The tension was thick. Esoy eventually called a friend who came over, and together they spent an afternoon cooking and restocking the freezer. I felt a hint of annoyance. Why was she making this so difficult? Why bring a stranger into our home instead of just asking my mother for help properly? The explosion came yesterday. My mother announced she was craving pounded yam. Tunde, tell your wife I want proper pounded yam, not that thing from the blender. Only lazy women use blenders, she said to me in the living room. I admit, I felt a little vindicated. I had told Esoy when we first married that I didn't like blender pounded yam either, that nothing beats the texture from a real mortar and pestle. I went into our room where Esoy was trying to get the baby to sleep. I tried to be diplomatic. Babe, Mama wants pounded yam. She said she doesn't like the blender one. I told you she would have issues with it. Can you please go and make it for her the proper way? It was like I had lit a match in a room full of petrol. Esoy's head snapped up her eyes blazing with fire I had never seen before. "You have the audacity," she whispered, her voice trembling with rage. "You have the actual audacity to come in here while I'm still healing from childbirth and ask me to go and pound yam for your mother?" She stood up, her voice getting louder. "I have been putting up with rubbish since your mother came. She has not cooked one meal. She has not washed one baby cloth. I am the one sweeping this house, washing my baby's clothes and trying to recover, and you see nothing wrong with it. But asking me to pound yam, Tunde, that is something I will not do. If your mother wants pounded yam, she should enter the kitchen herself, or better still, you go and prepare it for her." The shouting brought my mother to the doorway. "Is it me you are talking to like that, you disrespectful girl?" she yelled. "Yes, it is you," Esoye shouted back. I tried to intervene. "Esoye, keep quiet, this is my mother." But she refused. My mother scoffed. "Look at you, complaining. It's been over 2 weeks. In my day, I was cooking and farming the very day I gave birth." And that is when Esoye said the words that ended everything. She looked my mother dead in the eye and said, "And still, your husband chased you out. You ended up a single mother of 6 children. And now you are in your son's house trying to do the exact same thing to his marriage that didn't favor you. You are a failure in your own home and you want to make me one in my own." The silence that followed was deafening. I felt the blood rush to my head. I raised my hand to slap her. The disrespect was too much, but I stopped myself. "I don't hit women." My mother just burst into tears, wailing about the insult she had received in her own son's house. I rushed to her, begging and consoling her. I ordered Esoye to apologize. Instead, she walked to the wardrobe, pulled out a suitcase, and started packing. She took our baby, the diaper bag, and without another word, she walked out of the house. That was 3 days ago. I was so angry. I didn't call her. My best friend Femi has been calling me, blaming me, telling me to call her. My own elder sister called, blaming me and my mother. Then, this morning, her father called. I thought finally, a man who would talk sense into his daughter. Instead, his voice was like thunder. He said he's sending his sons to my family's house to return the bride price because over his dead body will his daughter continue in this marriage. He said I'm lucky he wasn't there, or he would have dealt with me and my mother, who had the nerve to ask my daughter, a new mother, to pound yam for her. I'm just short of words. Is he not supposed to be a man and understand? Did my mom do anything so bad? Femi says I allowed my mother to destroy my home. But am I supposed to fight the woman that suffered to raise me over my wife? Femi said Esoye was sweeping and washing baby clothes. Who was supposed to do it? Me? My mother? Isn't that a woman's duty? I don't understand how ladies of these days behave anymore. All I need is for someone to tell me how to approach her father and make him understand. Nobody is saying what I really want to hear. How did I even go wrong?
That was Tunde's story, a tale of culture, expectations, and words that can never be taken back. On one hand, there's the tradition and the role of mothers in postpartum care. On the other hand, there's a new generation of women redefining boundaries and protecting their well-being. What do you think? Should Tunde have handled things differently? Was his wife wrong for standing her ground? Or was she simply exhausted and pushed beyond her limit? What about his mother? Was her request reasonable, or was it insensitive given the circumstances? Share your thoughts below. As always, remember, behind every story is a real person. Speak with kindness. Until next time, stay reflective, stay compassionate, and keep listening.